Okay, this video is about updating your settings and accessing the API. This is for developers and for more advanced users who want to do troubleshooting. Okay, so in order to get to the API, first we have to change our settings. So what we're going to do here is first we're going to look at the install directory. This is my install directory, and there's two files that are important here. It's the API key.txt and the settings.json. You'll see that they are highlighted in this screenshot right here. And then next, we're going to go and we're going to look at these files now. So in the API key.txt, it's just a string of characters. Now, you just need to keep these string of characters handy because in order to do certain API calls, you will need these. And then the other file is settings.json. And so you'll see here in this file, I just have three key pairs right here, API restricted, API documentation enabled, API whitelist enabled. So you will need to add these three key pairs to your settings.json file. And if there's nothing in your in your settings.json file, then you can just replace the contents with the contents here. And so this, I'll also put this in the show notes as well. Okay, so once you change your settings.json file and save it, you'll need to restart your core. And then once you restart your core, you'll wait a few minutes, and then you'll need to go to this web page, and you'll see the URL here. This is pointing to my local host, and that's the IP for my local host, and that's pointing to the port that the API documentation is available on, which is the default port. So just assuming if you're running on your local host and using the default port, then you can just type it in the way I have it. And if you're using something different, then you'll need to type that in. And I'll also put this link in the show notes. Okay, so here we are. This is the Qortal API documentation. We'll go through it real quick. There's just all kinds of endpoints here for you to access information, and it goes in alphabetical order. At least the groups do. And so we have addresses, we have admin section, we have arbitrary data section, which is really QDN, the Qortal data network. We have assets, we have automated transactions, otherwise known as ATs. We have information on the blocks, Bootstrap, chat, cross-chain, lots of cross-chain endpoints because we have certain endpoints for all the different chains that we integrate with, including Dogecoin and Litecoin and Bitcoin, and Pirate Chain and Ravencoin, and some specific ones for the trade bot. And then we have a big section for groups. Groups are important on Qortal, and registered names, and peers and polls, and transactions, and some utilities. So there's the general overview of how it works. And so I'm going to go into some specific ones that I have ready here. Okay, so here's the admin section. So like a basic one right here is admin status. This is one that you'll see on that's being used on the user interface like Qortal Hub or the legacy UI. So what you do is you open it up with that caret like I just did, and you try it out. This one's simple. There's no parameters here, so you just hit execute. Okay, and see what it's going to do. It's going to give you a response body. Now, this is not a minting node that I'm connected to right now, so minting is not possible, even though it is synchronized. And it says 100% for sync percent, and number of connections is 32. It hasn't been on that long, so there's not a lot of connections. And it has the block height as well. Okay, so the response body is right there for you. You can go to the right of it, and you'll see that there is a link to copy it. You can copy it, and then you can paste it in a file that you want, or you can download it to a new file as well. Also, what you have just under the execute button is you have a curl command, so you can copy that curl command by clicking the button to the right, and you can put that into a terminal and you will get the same response. Another thing you can do is you'll see that there's a request URL right here. What you can do is copy and paste that and put it into a new browser, and it'll show up in your new browser, and you can, depending on your browser, you can make it look nicer. And you can also bookmark it. So you can call on this in the future if you want. And so you can get this information without even opening up a user interface. So there's plenty you can do with that call and the other calls on the API. So I will show a few more of the calls that are available. As you can see, there's hundreds of them. So here's the arbitrary data stuff. And we did a few videos on indices recently, so I'll show one on indices. And so, yeah, so you can add a term here. We did guns last time, we'll do guns this time. And so we add the string there, we hit execute. And you'll see the response body. And you'll see the information's a little bit different. It's raw. And so the information's right there. And then you got access to all the other stuff you had access on the other API call. You can copy the request URL into another browser and look at it there. You have the curl command. Everything's right there. Okay, we can look at another one. Okay, here's one that's popular. So this one under stats supply circulating. You can access this one. If you want to know how many court coins are in circulation at any given time, you can try this one out. It's real simple, no parameters. You just hit execute. And there you go. It's over 8 million, but less than 9 million right there. Let's look at another endpoint. Okay, so names. Names are pretty popular. So I'll just type in the name of the channel that I post these videos to. We'll try this out. And I will type in on Qortal. There we go. Hit execute. And there we go. In the response body, we have the information on the on Qortal registered name that I have, including the address that owns it and the registered timestamp. And so we'll go to the next one. What else we got here? Okay, so we have all these cross-chain endpoints. So one that we can do is the cross-chain trade offers. So this will give us all the offers that are available. So yeah, you can pick any foreign coin you want. We'll do Litecoin. Litecoin's pretty popular. We'll limit it to 20 because it's a lot of information, and we'll reverse the order. And we'll hit execute. And what we have is we have the 20 latest cross-chain offers on the Litecoin trade portal. They're all right here. And this is a big one, so you would probably want to download this one to a file so you can look at it easier. Okay, so there's a few of the endpoints, and let's go back to the admin endpoints. And what we can do here is we can even restart the node from this endpoint right here. This is the restart endpoint. But this one requires the API key, just so no one can just randomly do it. So we need the API key. So I will go grab that from the API text file. I'm going there right now. I'm copying it. And I'm pasting it in. And then I hit execute. And I'm restarting my core. And so I can't access it now, obviously, because it's restarted. So there's an overview of API access. Thanks for watching.